It's a tire inflator. It's a digital tire inflator. And if you're not familiar with who's Auto Joe, well, Auto Joe is a part of the Snow Joe and the Sun Joe family, which has been proud to be represented here on HSN for the last 5 years. So this is our latest and greatest. One touch on, you're going to be able to do so many things with this. First of all, you have a bright white digital LED display that's going to show you how much pressure is in your car tire at the moment. Then you're going to use the up arrows or the down arrows to set it to the exact PSI that you want it to inflate to. Hit the start button. That's what it sounds like. And when it hits that desired PSI, it's going to automatically come to a stop and shut off. So this is amazing. Now, Valerie, this is what I tell everybody. In your car, you should have a safety kit, and you should have some other things. You should have a pressure gauge to check your tires. You should have a way to inflate them, right? You should have a safety light, and you should have a power bank. Guess what? This is all four of those built in one. Tire gauge, it's gonna put the air in. We've got a light on it, okay? And it's gonna be able to charge your cell phone. All that built in.
I didn't know it could charge your cell phone.
And it can charge, and I'm gonna start down here. Unless you,
well, I was gonna say you've got all the tips too. So all the tips to do all the different things to inflate. Black Friday deal, very, very popular today. So we actually requested that this is in the show. This should honestly be in every single person's house or in their car. So any basic type of tire or inflatable or sports equipment, where do you wanna start?
I'm gonna start down here. And as I turn on, I just want you to kind of direct your attention towards this flat tire down here. What I have is a wheelbarrow set up with 2 heavy cinder blocks on, a bag of sand, and as I hit the start button, I just want you to notice, I don't have to hold it, I don't have to sit here and babysit, but even this little footprint of a device is powerful enough to give this tire all the PSI that it needs. You can see slowly but surely it's starting to lift up, even with the cinder block, even with the heavy sand, and you can see the PSI going up by halves. It's at 6, 6.5, 7, so you can keep going. And then when you're done, if you haven't set it and you forget, you can just hit the stop button. But that's how easy it is to get all that inflation back into a wheelbarrow tile. By the way, this does 140 PSI, right? So you think about, what does your car tire need? Usually about 30, 35, your bike tire like 30, motorcycle 45. A dump truck takes 120 PSI. This will do that and more, 140 PSI.
Wow.
Exactly. Wow, right?
I mean, honestly, it's funny. You never really think about that you need like a digital inflator until you need a digital inflator. And what most happens usually when you're trying to use something that you have in the garage, you haven't used in a while, whether it's your bicycle, whether it's an inflatable, whether it's sports equipment, and then you go, oh my gosh. And if you've ever used those handheld pump ones, they don't work. They take too long. Look how easy that is with one button press. You guys, you have to get this home. It's at a 50% off savings. So whether it is, you know, a volleyball, a basketball, a football, any sports equipment, which we give a lot of that during the holiday season, right? Yes. We give a lot of things, and the kids are ready. They're excited. They want to open things up, and then you're like, oh, I don't have any way to inflate that. Speaking of inflating, look at this. It actually is going to give the juice back to your phone. So we're giving you time back to be able to make that emergency phone call. You can still use this to inflate your tire. It has an SOS light on it too, as well. I mean, really, quite frankly, this is a nice for your emergency kit in your car. And I love it, the price. I mean, we had one last year. It was a little bit bigger, bulkier. It had to have the battery with it. And this one is just a little bit better because it's smaller, it's thinner, it's a little bit stronger, and it's a power bank, which is something that we didn't have last year. So I'm going to show you an example. I've got mine plugged in here. We give you the cord. By the way, this is rechargeable, so give it a good charge. You're going to get long-lasting use out of it. But if you've got a cell phone, if you're taking a look at my cell phone here, when I plug it in, you'll see that it comes on and gives me power. So it's instantly starting to charge. If you missed it, I'll unplug it. If you're on my cell phone, as soon as I plug it in, boom, then you're getting that power ring. There we go. I think you missed it the first time, and I'll go, there we go. There it is. Boom. See the power going? There we go. It happens fast here, so you got to stay with it. So you got the power bank, and I love that, you know, a lot of people, if you're not familiar with the air inflator, you're like, not how does it work, because they know air goes in, but the worry is
will my tire blow up? Could I get hurt?
Sure.
It's not going to overinflate.
Well,
you
I gotta
set
tell
it
you,
to the PSI and it stops automatically.
I gotta tell you, I've had plenty of times where I've gotten that low tire pressure because a change in temperature, it happens. You could be on the road trip. The worst thing is trying to find a gas station that actually even has it, and it's half the time it's not even free. You've got to pay for it. You have an opportunity, you have this in the palm of your hand. So it's just one of those peace of mind moments to know that maybe it's your teen, maybe it's your mom, maybe it's your dad, that if that happens, they're not stranded on the side of the road. They're not having to try to call that, you know, that towing company. You can take care of it on your own. And it can be just the fun things too, right? That's the serious time, but maybe it's your bicycle, right? Like easily the sports equipment and the bicycles, it's always, again, when you're getting ready to use those items that you're like, why is the tire deflated?
It's that worst feeling in the world if you're alone and you're driving and it's dark and you get that light on your dashboard, this like tire problem or inflation problem. You're wondering, how much longer do I have? How far can I get? Where's the closest gas station? Do I have quarters? You don't have to worry or wonder about any of that. When just have one of these. I recommend 3. You have one in your garage.
Okay.
And have one in your car first. I mean, take care of you first, and then your loved one, right?
Sure.
You're gonna take care of them too. So that's why I say get 3. That's why we have the big car tire, just to let you know that this is the main thing it's used for. This is where it's really worth its weight in gold. It's small enough footprint, you can keep it in the glove box. If you've got kids like me, everything they do needs air. So I've got a flat tire right here. You just push the button, hook it up with the air chuck. I don't even need any of the nozzles, but I will go over what the nozzles do. But for the tires, you just need the air chuck by itself. And then again, it's going to continue doing the air, and slowly but surely, yep, I can already feel more air. And if you take a look, it's going 6, 7. Again, if you set it to whatever PSI that you want, it'll automatically shut off. So I want to make sure I, kind of really talk about that a lot, because boom, I set it to 9.5, and it stopped at 9.5. So it's where I wanted it to be. It's perfect. Did you see I didn't have to touch it? I didn't turn it off.
Completely hands-free. And if you want to manually start it and stop it, you absolutely can. And I think it's a good point to point out that you are getting all of the little pins and attachments for the different types of things that you want to inflate. Of course, the unit itself can recharge your cell phone, which we love, individually boxed, and you're getting all of it at a 50% off savings. So that's only here at HSN. It is going to be something you can recharge. It even has that, we used to call this the cigarette lighter. It's I don't know what they call it now, but
exactly the 12-volt adapter.
There you go,
Exactly.
that's
So I have it what it looks like here. I brought a little just to show you. So you can actually use your car, plug this in that way, and then use it, and it'll take the power from there. I just want to go over the nozzles and attachments that you get real quick. I'll try and keep them still. Most people know what this is. It's the sports needle. That's what you're going to use to inflate your sports balls. This one comes included. It's the Presta valve. You may not use it as much, but if you've got those mountain bikes with those skinny tires, that's what that will do. And then we give you 2 of these different length nozzles, depending on what size float or raft or beach ball that you're doing. So for example, I've got one in here, right here. So you plan which nozzle is going to be a fit, and then hit your button. And then now you're going to go from kids being sad that they didn't have anything fun to play with, to now you're going to be able to get those things like those beach balls. Look how quickly that did that.
That's so great.
I'll hit stop right there. And now